A frog's fat ass. New clothes.
Hey, we've all been the emperor.
Chicken fanny.
No! A bunch of vents.
They did this and then they did that. Boo-hoo. And it's because Last of That Kind is the greatest album ever recorded by any band ever. 2 out of 5.
That weren't the worst guitaring you've done today. Right, look at that. Mick Fleetwood.
Oh, wow.
He always nailed it though.
It's true. Again, like another band that just got... Everyone's got their own vibe, doesn't it?
But they do sound a bit like Florence and the Machine, I think.
Florence would be happy with that, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so.
It would be, yeah. The Rumours is the best album of all time, isn't it?
But that's what the new one sounds like.
What, their new one?
Yeah.
I've not listened to it yet.
Nor have I.
Did you just read something?
Read something. Rumours, good game.
Oh, didn't even mean to.
The more you say it, the more people are going to think it's a thing.
Shall I stop saying it?
Yeah, because you disagree with it.
Hey, hang on a
Well,
minute.
it's impossible to sound like Rumours. Rumours is the best album ever made.
Yeah.
How we review. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to...
Are you in there?
I think we are, actually.
Oh, God.
Well, apparently 3 out of 5 isn't as bad as it seems because, do you know what 3 means?
Good.
Yeah, good within its field, but perhaps not for everyone.
That's kind of a
That's
fair
all right, isn't it?
dues kind of
I think that's
statement,
actually fair
isn't
enough
it?
for our album, really.
It still looks a bit cunty, doesn't it? 3 out of 5.
It's not the ideal scenario,
Yeah,
but
you want 4 or 5 out of 5. They're just lying to themselves.
in denial, aren't they? That's
They're
what
hoping that we go away.
The whole world's in denial. Aren't
Shall I kick it off?
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to put this down in a second.
No,
I just
find
wanna
your thing first, actually,
Maybe I'm in the
otherwise
wrong...
you won't
Just the
relax.
last... Oh, there we are. Hey, well, at least we're kind of halfway along the... way down the back.
There's a load of old shite in there. It's fucking nonsense.
Oh, we've got 4.
I've not listened to that yet either, though.
Cool, right, that's good. Oh,
Well, I think that...
we're cock rock revivalists.
Oh, fuck them.
God, they really know their stuff.
And do you think she has ever heard Kate Bush?
Striking resemblance there.
Yeah. Try to do Kate Bush. I mean, I think she's great. My wife has
don't.
long ginger hair like that. All that's great. Just saying.
Full
Don't
stop.
be mean to them.
Beyond that, though,
We know what you're saying.
just think the fuss. It's the Emperor's New Clothes. It's
Hey, we've all been the emperor.
it's the Emperor's New Clothes. And
Yeah, but
frankly,
it's not though, is it? That's just like the 3rd album.
the
Jesus,
Emperor's
dude.
3rd costume change. And it's still basically nothing there, you know, I think. Yeah.
Am I allowed to keep that bit in the interview when I edit
You want
it?
to, yeah. I could not
Love
give a flogs. I could not give a flying frog's flat. No, a frog's fat ass.
Oh, I thought you were going to go for the fanny there. Frog's fanny?
No, that's rude.
Oh, we shouldn't do that.
And
no.
anyway, frogs don't have fannies.
Oh, science.
Because, yeah, what's your amphibious reasoning for that then?
First question.
No, they probably do. They have some.
Oh, no.
He's probably right. They probably don't have
Trying to
fannies.
find it out.
Frogs lay eggs, don't they?
Do
Yeah.
frogs? Can we find out?
Where does frog spawn come
Google.
out of? Frog fannies, obviously.
No.
I never thought we'd talk about frog fanny.
So, what does a chicken have then?
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
but where
where's
does the egg come
out
from?
of?
Can you Google it? Have you online?
Chicken fanny.
No. Try again.
All right, fine. I mean,
We need to know this, don't we?
This is going to haunt us.
No, I think Florence and the Machine is brilliant, but
That's it. We'll leave it there.
but I've got nothing else to say about it.
do chickens have vaginas?
You're actually Googling them.
Does a chicken have a vagina? Does a frog have a vagina?
Well, just type in what do eggs come out of.
Oh no.
They might say
Chickens
carton
have
there.
a cloaca, also called a vent. Not only the female, but the male as well. Externally, a male looks exactly like a female in terms of external genital.
Yeah.
Well, I've learnt something.
Enough about the darkness.
Shall I actually properly start
Yeah,
this
let's
interview?
go.
Shall we? Yeah. We're going to try and talk about your music a little bit, shall we?
Oh,
Oh, bugger. Not the vents. So
what a bunch of vents.
how am I going to do this? Okay, so the album is out on June the 1st, which is Monday, I think. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
I know my calendar. Wait.
Albumin.
Album.
Albumin.
Did I say album?
No, but if you had, it would be an egg reference. Because
That would have been genius.
that's the white bit.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
You looked to him for reassurance.
You know about eggs, don't you? The albumin is the white bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
The clear
And
bit.
I'm not joking.
The clear bit of an egg, is that actually mucus?
Oh, I hate that word.
No. Why would it be mucus?
Just
That doesn't make
checking.
any sense.
Okay.
No,
Yes, so the album's out on Monday.
Yeah. So how do you usually feel about this stage when it's just a few days to go? Is it a lot of pacing up and down, sleepless nights? You seem quite relaxed, to be honest.
Well, we're quite tired, I think, aren't we? We've been
Pacing.
we've been pacing.
Too much
A
pacing.
lot of pacing. I've had to replace my carpet.
The
on
pacing that
landing.
happens is because when you do sort of telephone interviews, and it's a form of squirming, and I think partly, when you're sort of a bit nervous or there's things that you don't necessarily want to talk about,
Yeah.
you sort of walk around and busy yourself to sort of take away the anguish and the emotional hardships that doing promotional stuff brings about.
What happens these days is when you're interviewing or you're being interviewed, because we've been around so long, and because there's such a broad fan base for the Darkness, age-wise, there are a lot of people, and I wasn't going to use the word kids, but younger people who are kind of discovering the music for the first time, who don't have an overview or might not have an overview of the band's career. So a lot of where interviews used to be, your last album was, or like you're sort of taken on a journey of the last 10 years of the Darkness to get people up to scratch as to where you came from, who you are, and now. And they always pick out the negative things,
I hate that. Yeah, it's like everyone goes. Every review that you read, and one shouldn't read reviews for this exact reason.
Never read a review.
It's like, even if it's a good review, it's always like, I did this and then they did that, boo-hoo. And it's kind of like, well, why is that relevant? Why is that relevant to the album that you're listening to? Because you're not watching it in the context of a historical documentary or a fond look back at the band's career. You're listening to an album because it's full of songs that were written in the last year. It's kind of like, just grow up.
Get over it.
Yeah, stop being such a cunt. Basically.
That sums it up.
Yeah.
Don't be such a vent.
Stop being such a vent. Absolutely.
So have you been avoiding doing the search through Twitter and the YouTube comments and stuff like that?
To be fair, I think these days it's harder to avoid reading reviews and responses to the album because
Why? What have they been saying?
well, because we're a lot more involved with the fan base and the social networks, so we're kind of interacting with the fans all the time. So the fans certainly let you know, and
Yeah.
I would say 98% of the reviews have been fantastic, and there's a couple the couple do stick out like a sore thumb. So you do get to hear about certain things, and but I think the trick is not to read good or bad reviews,
Yeah, it's really important. It's really important to.
but it's hard to avoid it sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when somebody says, "Oh, this review's brilliant. You should see this," and obviously it's important because within the sort of Darkness infrastructure, there are valued members of the team who are out there getting people to review our stuff, and so that part of their role is to then report back and say, "Look, this is a review that I got you." So there is an obligation as a business person to oversee certain elements of it like that, but you have to resist the temptation to read the content.
The problem is, even in the good reviews, they sometimes see something about a song that you didn't intend, or they misinterpret the lyrics. So there's always something frustrating, even in the good ones. I find.
Sometimes what can be quite frustrating is the politics or the editorial policy. As I said, I don't really sort of follow these things, but I could only imagine that in some scenarios some scenarios, like the number you're given doesn't represent the review. So the review could be an amazing review of the album, and then it's 3 out of 5.
It could say something like this: the Darkness have finally written their magnus opus. This Last of Our Kind is the greatest album ever recorded by any band ever. 2 out of 5.
Yeah, but they have to do it because, and I can understand why. Actually, I'm quite.
It's like a rotating tombola of numbers. They can pull anything out.
No, it's not. It's not.
Literally, it's random.
It's not to do with that.
It's random.
It's to do with the fact that if you've got 4 reviews or 5 reviews to do, if the most popular act at that point in time will get the higher of the numbers. You can't be seen to be giving every band 4 out of 5. Otherwise, what is the point?
Means
some
nothing.
people have to come, and because we're not the Emperor's New Clothes anymore.
The Emperor's tatty old.
The Emperor's shitty old underpants.
Hand me down.
The Emperor's shitty old underpants. That's it.
That's going to be quoted somewhere now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well done, Dan. I've got to live with that.
Enjoy.
Now, I was looking into the approach to the album, and you said that you're much more candid with each other now in the studio. So, what was it like before? What were you holding back from each other in the olden days?
Oh, that guitar solo is brilliant. That sounds really good. Just gonna turn it down a little bit there. Oh, deleted it. Fancy another pop on that? As well. Everyone was very gentle with each other because there were so many egos flying around.
Yeah. It's not like that anymore, is it?
No. Well, there are still egos, but now it's like a tempest.
They're the egos are so big that it's just they're universal, aren't they? It's like just floating around. You walk into the room, it's like you can't even see for a while.
There's a dense fug of ego-ness. I love it. It's really fun.
It's quite cool. But in that world where everyone's egos are so on display, and everyone's peacocking. It's just a free-for-all, and you can say and do whatever you want.
So you can go, that was crap, do it again, or that's crap, let's leave that out.
I think that's what people want to hear.
We started to adopt a cantankerous northern accent. Like it would be like that were great, if by great you mean fucking load of shite. And it was always that, and just
Lightens it up a bit, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah. I think now we're putting on that voice so that when you hear a cantankerous northern accent,
something bad's coming next.
You're in trouble.
you know that you didn't quite perform to the best of your abilities, and you're being told that.
Yeah. Well, if it works, isn't it?
It's a process, and I think it works for us, definitely.
For instance, that wasn't the worst guitaring you've done today.
But it was a lot
that
of fuckish.
That weren't the worst guitaring you've done today. That was the fucking worst guitaring you've done in your fucking whole life. Now get your fucking shit together.
That's like Last of the Summer Wine, on something.
Yeah, I can always go Liverpool.
He's compo.
Yes, that's what it is.
Looking for some compo.
Normally, it's when he's not sliding down a hill in a bathtub.
That was a classic episode,
Very
wasn't
good.
it? Yeah.
Real great one.
Why are we talking about this?
I think we're just going to go off from many tangents
Yeah, I think we already have. There's not many left, is there?
We'll find some. Now, you did everything kind of in-house this time. Is that something like a condition you have now with the label? We want the condition.
It's called being skint.
Okay, good.
It's difficult to find people who are going to work for nothing. You end up doing a lot of stuff yourself. So.
It's better though, isn't it?
No. Frankly, it's a lot more work. It's a giant pain in the ass.
Oh.
But no, I'm being silly.
That.
No. It is. I mean, certain things should be
If
done.
he'd have meant that, he'd have done that in a northern accent.
That's true, I know that now.
Yeah. If I'm just a cantankerous penis at all times. No, I think if it's... there are certain things that you should do yourself, and we've learned that you can't allow other people to make crucial decisions for you, because there's anything disappointing in a campaign, it's nice to be able to blame yourself and not somebody else.
Do you know what the truth of the matter is? I actually think that sometimes we can be easily swayed. because we're actually such positive people and we embrace what's happening at that point in time. And in a way, you know, we have, unfortunately, listened to other people, and it doesn't take a lot of listening. It just means just following a path for a moment. And if you end up trying to please someone else, it just always ultimately is just a watered down shit version of what you should have done.
Yeah.
So I think there's a similarity on this record to the first, where just by default there was no one around to do that, and there hasn't been this time, because you know
The last lot of people that tried to tell us what to do got fired.
So watch out,
We
everyone,
fired
if
them
you
all.
try.
They were all fired.
We fired everybody.
Did you do it in a northern accent?
Actually, no, I did it in a northern-sounding email.
Oh, aye aye. No, that's Newcastle, isn't it? Why
Why
aye,
aye,
man.
man.
It's still north, though.
Oh, yeah, it's
so
still up,
yeah, it
yeah.
wasn't that far off.
Yeah.